You know they found this girl, right?
Where?
In our neighborhood. Down our main street.
Is she good?
No,
No,
she's not.
she's dead. That's why this is very important. It's all on you right now.
That isn't my problem.
You were
You
the
were
last
the
one
last
with
one
her.
seen with her. So right now, it's facing you right now, son.
This is Aiden Fucci, a 14-year-old boy from Florida being questioned by his parents at a police station in 2021. Aiden is being held and questioned under suspicion of murdering his 13-year-old classmate Tristyn Bailey, something he insists he had no part in. But to understand how police came to suspect Aiden was capable of murder, we must go back to the beginning. In the quiet town of St. John's, Florida, Tristyn Bailey was just a 13-year-old girl attending Patriot Oaks Academy, dealing with all the usual challenges high school brings. She was a dedicated and talented cheerleader full of enthusiasm, ambition, and determination rarely seen among other kids her age.
Tristyn was just completely and totally vibrant. As a daughter, she was absolutely phenomenal. Our family is so diverse in what their interests were, and she was the common thread that went throughout. She was just somebody that was a bundle of energy, yet also a bundle of love. She was an excellent student, was actually just talking about maybe going on and becoming a doctor. She was starting to get some career aspirations along that path. Tristyn was a very active, competitive cheerleader. Cheerleading was her first kind of love.
Her classmate Aiden, however, was a different story. According to those who knew him, Aiden Fucci was an oddball. While his teachers noted that Aiden showed them respect and never outwardly caused trouble, his hatred of authority, arrogance, and know-it-all approach to life was off-putting for his teachers and classmates. Throughout his school life, Aiden would land himself regular suspensions, usually after getting into fights with his classmates.
Well, at first, I didn't know if it was him or his friend that was in ISS, and that's why they were in ISS, because one was saying the other one said it.
But the allegation was that Aiden threatened to throw another student out a window.
That's correct.
A female student.
That's correct.
Okay.
But outside of school, Aiden was displaying far more red flags. Aiden has an unnatural obsession with murder, frequently discussing the topic with his friends. According to those who knew him, Aiden often talked about his deep desire to feel what it would be like to kill another human being.
He has said he said his knife, he wanted to slit somebody's throat, and he said it'd be satisfying. He's talked about killing people. He's talked about fighting people. I've seen him practice stabbing motions with his knife.
Aiden would often talk how he would murder his hypothetical victims. He suggested he would take them in wooded area at night, stab them and leave, and later claim he had nothing to do with the murders.
When he talked about killing somebody, he even told Zoffie Bowman how he would do it, and what he told her was, I would walk around at night, and I would find somebody else walking at night, I would drag them in the woods, and I would stab them, and then I would pretend like I didn't do it so that I could keep killing people.
In her small testimony, Aiden's girlfriend confirmed that he have unnatural obsession with an idea of killing. He often claimed to hear voices in his head encouraging him to murder somebody.
There was a really rough time for him at home. He would talk about that a lot. He would tell me his mom would tell him he was a disappointment. He felt neglected by her, that he felt neglected by both of his parents, that he was the least favorite in his family. He told me that sometimes his dad would hit him, and his dad never really let him show emotions. He had anger issues. He told me that he really hated getting angry. He hated doing things that he didn't mean to do when he got angry.
Have you ever seen Aiden get violent with anybody?
Yes. Aiden told me that he had voices in his head that told him those things, that told him that he was worthless and a disappointment.
Did Aiden ever discuss anything to you that would make you think he wanted to try to use a knife on somebody?
Aiden talked about killing people a lot. Aiden and I had a dark sense of humor, and I never took him seriously. He talked about wanting to kill me. Sometimes he would take his knife and pretend to stab me with it.
Did you ever hear Aiden discuss having a certain plan that he wanted to carry out? Did he ever discuss in detail, like, this is how I would do something, or this is what I want to do?
Yeah, he did. He said that he would just walk at night and find like a random person walking to and just drag them in the woods and stab them. He said I should expect it within the month.
And when was that he said this?
I think this month.
Did Aiden carry any personal items on him?
Aiden kept knives for protection. He
Okay.
always had a knife on him if he wasn't at school. He called one picker, and then he called that one poker.
Did it look like this?
Yeah, that's the same knife.
On May 8, 2021, the day before Mother's Day, Aiden spent the day with his girlfriend and their friend Trey. The three spent the day skateboarding around the neighborhood as they often did. Across town, Tristyn was enjoying dinner with her family. When she returned home around midnight, Tristyn's older sister saw her on a video chat with a boy in a baseball cap, who convinced her to come and hang out at Trey's house. After an hour together, Aiden and Tristyn left Trey's house between 1:24 and 1:45 a.m. Neighborhood surveillance cameras caught them walking toward a cul-de-sac of the end of the street. It was the last time Tristyn would be seen alive. Aiden took Tristyn to a wooded area and stabbed her 114 times, killing her before she could fight for her life. The murder happened precisely as he previously suggested. He took someone into the woods and stabbed them. In his mind, he had committed the perfect crime, only he didn't.
You can see that he's carrying something in his hands.
At 3:27 a.m. Aiden ran back home barefoot, holding his shoes. When he eventually got home, Aiden got to work, hiding the evidence in his room, convinced he had gotten away with murder. The following morning, Mother's Day, 2021, Tristyn's family made a horrifying discovery that their daughter and sister were missing. After exhausting all options, they contacted the authorities, who put out a missing persons report and began interviewing those who knew her. That list included the last person to see her alive, Aiden. Aiden's testimony to the authorities did not inspire confidence. His timeline didn't add up, seemingly taking 2 hours to return home, what was at most a 30-minute walk. He suggested that Tristyn had been hanging around with a 20-something drug dealer, a claim that nobody else backed up. And then authorities received an email with an attachment. It was a Snapchat screenshot. In the back of the patrol car, Aiden took a selfie with the peace sign, adding a text. "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristyn?" His classmates shot back, reminding him that Aiden was the only one who knew what happened. But his sociopathic glee didn't end with just one post, as he openly implied that his victim is alive and staging this whole saga.
Are you willing to kind of give me a statement about what's going on?
Yeah, so we're at Trey's house, and then I stayed there until probably like 1:50 a.m. And then I was really late to be home, so I just had to leave, or else my mom would like seriously just kill me. We started walking home, and then next to like where that brick wall starts up there,
Okay.
is where like she touched my and I like pushed her off me real hard, and then I just kind of walked away out of anger. It's in a cop car, cuz. She tripping, dude. It's so right on this. Oh my god. Damn, dude, that's like flashbangs and back there. We're having fun in a cop car. Yep. Tristyn. What's up, guys? Yep. Tristyn, if you walk out the damn... When you see this in a month...
Before police could obtain Aiden's phone, a runner discovered a bloody corpse of Tristyn in the woods.
Mr. Hart, can you tell me what's going on today? So I heard there was a missing girl. We see the whole neighborhood's been abuzz. People have been looking for her. The sheriffs have been around. Helicopters flying. My wife had mentioned maybe checking in the woods over here along the end of the cul-de-sac and at the pond into the property next to us. I finished my run and I walked around through the woods, just a last sweep. And when I came out of the fence at the southern end of the pond, I saw a dead girl there. As soon as I saw her, I stopped and called 911.
Within an hour, police put a search warrant for Aiden and brought him for questioning. leaving him in a room with his parents. At this point, it's obvious just how much trouble Aiden is in. But his cold refusal to even acknowledge it is chilling. When remained that his friend is dead, Aiden fails to see why he should care.
You know, they found this girl, right?
Where?
In our neighborhood. Down our main street.
Is she good?
No,
No,
she's not.
she's dead. That's why this is very important. It's all on you right now.
What is my problem?
You were
You
the
were
last
the
one
last
with
one
her.
seen with her. So right now, it's facing you right now, son.
At one point during the counter, Aiden's parents press him to acknowledge just how serious the situation is, but he can't seem to see it. When they ask if he's scared, Aiden claims he isn't, despite his fidgety hands movements.
Are you not scared?
Not really.
Not really?
I'm a little scared, but
If he didn't do nothing, I'd be worried about him.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
He didn't do nothing, right?
Aiden's parents continue pressing him for his side of story, but he remains totally unmoved, offering up vague answers through disinterested mumble and avoiding eye contact.
What were you doing outside that late at night?
I was at Trey's house hanging out with them.
Did you kiss or do anything with this girl?
Be honest as you can to them. Yes.
Yeah, I kissed her.
Any further?
Mm-hmm.
So your DNA's gonna be on her?
Later on, Aiden is again asked if there's anything that's still being hidden from his parents. While he insists there isn't, he takes the opportunity to try and frame Tristyn as the aggressor, implying that she got aggressive with Aiden and prompting him to push her. Knowing the truth, that claim is nothing but sociopathic and his clear lack of emotion.
Unless you know any other thing I don't know? Did y'all have sex?
Did she really grab you and you just really pushed her, or was that?
No, she did.
Okay.
You don't know what happened to her after you pushed her?
Did she say ow or get mad?
And she said Aiden. She was like, Aiden? I think I pushed her, but I just told her to act on. And she walked off.
Do you know what direction she walked in?
Probably the other way, because she wasn't next to me anymore.
When his parents finally pressed him for his side of the story, Aiden gave them a slight variant of what he told the police, claiming that Tristyn had no intentions of going home that night. According to him, she was looking for someone to go home with and decided to get a ride with a dealer, but his body language is far from convincing. Again, offering the information through a bored, disinterested mumble.
Did you tell me anything different than our car that we don't know about? No? Do you know if this girl got picked up?
I told him about her dealer.
You think she got picked up by him?
Probably did. She said she wouldn't come home. She said she's gonna find somebody to stay
Like
at
she
her
left her
office.
there walking? Like you think she got picked up after that? She just kept walking?
Probably did. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know if she turned the other direction or she was just still walking behind you?
She pushed her down and you walked away. We shouldn't be talking.
I was just asking what he told the cops. I was just
Understand.
asking what he told them.
When Aiden's parents encourage their son to say nothing until his attorney arrives. Police raided their home. When they entered Aiden's room, they discovered a treasure trove of smoking gun evidence. They found an empty knife sheath in his drawer, allegedly poker. Stuffed next to his dresser, they found a pair of wet Nike shoes with blood on them, matching the outfit Aiden wore in the surveillance footage. And stuffed under the dresser, authorities found a bloody t-shirt and a pair of wet blue denim jeans, which matched outfit Aiden wore that day. But as if that wasn't enough, authorities also found that the drain in the bathroom sink had traces of blood and dirt, and among his belongings, an odd notebook contained drawings of a violent and satanic nature. There was no question, authorities quickly arrested Aiden on a charge of second-degree murder, upping it to first degree after the extent of Tristyn's wounds became clear. Then, out of the blue, Aiden's mother, Crystal, was arrested on a warrant.
Smith is seen cleaning her son's bloody jeans. When officers went into the home, they found a pair of wet jeans in Fucci's bedroom. And as we reported earlier this summer, the jeans and a drain in a bathroom tested positive for blood.
Thanks to surveillance video within the home, Crystal had been caught on tape washing Aiden's bloodied blue jeans in the sink. Authorities quickly charged her with tampering with crucial case evidence and advising her son to lie about what he wore the night of the murder. She has pleaded not guilty to both of these allegations. In September 2021, Aiden was brought into a room at the Duval County Jail to follow the process of his pre-trial hearing. But everyone viewed his behavior as erratic, if not highly concerning.
Why am I here? I just want to talk to my mom and dad. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
From the moment he enters the room, Aiden seems confused, but it all gets a little more unusual when he begins mumbling about demons taking his soul.
I don't want you demons. I don't want you demons take my soul. You demons want to take my soul away. I don't let you demons steal my soul. I don't know what's going on.
Aiden would eventually go to trial for his crimes, and the judge declaring that his alleged demonic possession would not be considered. Unsurprisingly, that seemed to help Aiden overcome the demonic attacks he was allegedly suffering beforehand. The old emotionless personality his classmates warned off returned, with Aiden barely reacting to the gruesome details of his crimes. Throughout the trial, Aiden was seen to be following the orders given to him by his attorney, barely saying a word except when he specifically had to, but that doesn't mean his performance was perfect or polished. At one point, Aiden was caught on camera laughing at something his attorney wrote on a piece of paper, undermining any apology he had made to Tristyn's family. But that happiness didn't last long. When Aiden's grandmother took to the stand, her tearful testimony seemed to affect Aiden more than any other as she tearfully confessed that the boy in front of her was not the grandson she had helped raise. Aiden was genuinely affected by the comments.
So sorry. I just don't need my mama to play. Wow, this is so hard.
This marks the only instance in the entire trial that Aiden was shown to exhibit some kind of genuine, non-contrived emotion and, like a true psychopath, it was only because it affected him. Tristyn's family's pain had elicited no expression from him for the duration of the trial. But see the way that he responds when his grandmother fears she'll never see him again.
And I know we're a very large Christian family, and we pray all the time, and I just hope you consider it a little bit, and please don't take him out of our lives forever. I know that I've died and not be able to spend time with him sometime before I go.
At this moment, it appears that Aiden had finally realized the scale of the consequences of his actions, but it passed quickly. The judge eventually decided that Aiden's crime, which lacked any motive, and was done purely to cause harm to another human who was worthy of life in prison, and Aiden, unsurprisingly, didn't seem fazed by that news whatsoever.
Mr. Fucci, having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristyn Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison. Because of your age, you are eligible for review of the sentence in 25 years. I order the Department of Corrections to notify you when you are eligible to apply for your review hearing. Madam Clerk, if you will please impose the minimum fines and court costs. Mr. Fucci, you have 30 days to appeal the legality of this court's sentence. If you wish to appeal but cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. You will be taken back to the Duval County Jail and then transported into the Florida State Prison System.